I guess we'll talk about the bridge. Is that what you want, Jack?
That's what I was hoping for.
Okay, so this was the first weekend that we actually put up a full weekend where we put up the ramp closures to Route 8 and the chart cameras. Long story short is saying that it's working. We had a 16-mile backup, and yesterday with the 16-mile backup, and when I say 16 miles, that's on Route 50. 301 was backed up to 213. And it's just, I can't figure it out. I don't understand why people in Ocean City or in the beaches, they all want to leave at the same time, and they come to one choke point at the same time. So with those backups, and it's because I was at Wells Cove for the flag raising and left there around 2 o'clock and went home. And at 5 o'clock, I said, you know what, to the wife, let's go see how far we can get down Route 18. I live off of Bennett Point Road. Jumped in the truck, came out, no cars. Came by Nesbitt, 1 or 2 vehicles coming out, still no backup. Drove all the way down to Winchester. Is it Winchester Creek? Is it Winchester Creek? Yeah. Winchester Creek, and again, 1 or 2 cars. Kept going. Now, the bridge was up. The drawbridge was up at the Kent Narrows, so that stopped traffic. But once it went down, it was smooth sailing until I got to Dominion with the red light. And after I got through the red light, which was 2 cycles, I was fearing what I was going to see as we went over top of Route 50 and came upon Castle Marina, the roundabout, because that was our concern, was as a choke point. There was 2 patrol cars there and not another car in sight. I can't figure this out. So we went all the way down. It took us 21 minutes. It normally takes us about 17, took us about 21 minutes to get to Route 8. Turned around, went into Duke Street, and the funny thing was most of the people with Washington, D.C. tags, Virginia tags, and a couple New Jersey tags thought that they could cut into Duke Street. And the minute they turned into Duke Street, and it's funny because a couple of homeowners were just sitting at their front doors laughing. They turned into Duke Street, they saw the road closed and blocked, and they turned around and one had to go back out. So people are learning, but I went up to the police officer there, the deputy that was there, and I asked him, I said, any chance you can shoot radar for me? Because I'd like to know how fast the cars are traveling on Route 50 westbound. He goes, well, I can't do that. He says, but I can give you my best guess of 30 plus years of being an officer. And he says he didn't see it go any slower than 25 miles an hour, but most of it around 30 to 35 miles an hour. And that's working. I mean, it's just that amount of volume. It's unfortunate, but we had no, with that kind of backup, we had no log jams at all at Castle Marina. The chart program for the Maryland, who owns chart? MDTA?
It's MDOT.
MDOT. If you go on chart, it's got cameras all up and down Route 50 and the Bay Bridge, and anywhere you can think of where there's a camera, you can see the traffic. But it also goes, if it's a backup like Route 50, the road stays red. So it was red from the Bay Bridge all the way back almost to Easton. But Route 18 was green. So it tells us that it's working. Now I got one email today, and Beth is sitting back there. I don't know how many she got, but I got one email today. It was very polite, just, I'm in the medical profession, and I work in Annapolis, and my son plays sports in Annapolis. And I said, well, you're going to get some added time to your trip. It might be another 5, it might be 10, it might be 15 minutes added to your trip. But everybody in the rest of the county, Queenstown, Graysonville, Chester, that normally would take an hour to get to Safeway, now can go out on weekends and try it. Now, I don't know what next weekend holds, and I thank God the weather was not too bad, because that always plays into it. And this is not a long-term fix, but we're going to ride this as far as we can to keep people from being locked into their homes as this study, phase 2 of the NEPA goes along. So,
Jim, quick question. Down at the outlets, across the outlets, where 50 and 18,
yep,
near the outlets, did they close that crossover?
Yes, that is closed.
Okay.
And it's closed all the way up by Easton also in a couple locations.
Okay.
So it stops people go down through Y Mills and again, jams it up. So, the plan is for this big holiday weekend, it's working. One thing we might have to consider, because normally, and Chris, you sent it first to me, I think it was on Saturday, about, normally when the state tells these agencies, these navigation agencies, that we're closing a road down so that what happens when you get in a backup and you come up on Nesbitt or Winchester Creek or the Kent Narrows, if you're hitting your GPS or your Waze, your Google, it'll tell you jump off on 18 and go down to Route 8 and jump on the, get on the bridge. Well, when the road's closed, it doesn't do that because it knows Route 50 is the fastest. Well, I had it yesterday. I sat in Bridges after we ran down through there. I went back to Bridges and I hit my phone to say, okay, I want to go to Annapolis. And it took me 18 all the way down to Route 8 ramp. So it wasn't showing it as closed, which really made me blow my mind because I'm saying, well, if it's not showing it's closed, where is all the traffic? And the messaging that's going on along Route 50 by the signs, the messaging from last year, and from what's going on now with anytime you call baseband or anyone else is working. I mean, I hope it continues to work. It is a huge relief for the citizens. And I mean, I've had some, I've seen some posts where people are actually saying that. They're like, huh, it's working. So I guess that 2.5 hour town hall we had is working too. So, I just ask people to be patient. I mean, there's probably going to be that one day when something goes wrong or the weather or an accident, but so far we've got a game plan and we're going to continue with that throughout the rest of the year. We'll see what happens. I will tell you though, I went to my office on Saturday. It's over on the other side, Western Shore. I had to meet somebody, and when I came back, 50 was backed up at the Seven Rivers. So I said, well, let me jump in and go through Annapolis and go the back way to 450 Bridge and come back up that way. And as I did that, there were some other cars doing it, but now Anne Arundel County, along with the State Highway Administration, has added 2 red lights. And those 2 red lights are deadly because they stay red for a long time. And those are back in, and I wish I could remember the name of the communities, but it's the back way as you're coming out.
That's around St. Margaret's, like
St.
Margaret, the red, hot, and blue up that way.
Yeah, but you go all the way back in there. So beware of those red lights because they've got that they're there now. So anybody that thinks they're going to get around them, you're not. So stay out on 50. So.